It's Madden NFL 23, and we'll see Eric Stokes.
We are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And leading him out is their fifth-year quarterback.
In his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. Back to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's able to get up here to the 26. An early test. 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. They'll look to throw. That pass complete to Moore. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. Now back to throw. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
A confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it, he saw the numbers we saw, he watched him on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be, but early in this one, advantage defense.
And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first half MVP, very likely they're going to say it's this man right here. The NFL's leader in touchdown passes to this point in the season. Still 2 months to go. But if he can keep going to the pace he's at, this is going to be a dangerous team come January, and he could very well walk away with the MVP.
A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. This defense for the Buccaneers, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for them to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards. I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in.
And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Kenneth Walker, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Saints use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was Kenneth Walker finishing things off with a touchdown run. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second and a couple.
And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level, and sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
This is brought in at the 21. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive.
And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
66 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The Saints at 5-1 here in this early part of the season. They're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. Off the play fake. Dillon. Looking left side, and it's complete.
And the Saints are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. But that last throw, Charles, puts him over 15,000 yards passing now for his career.
And, Brandon, they're not going to stop the game and give him the game ball here, but that's still a pretty impressive number. and he's got plenty of more good football ahead of him. Although I would say the team should give him a game ball after it's all over.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. His sixth touchdown of the season. And the Saints are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You have three tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
McPherson on for the point after.
And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Looking to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 4th down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first. It's out, it's loose, and this is picked up by the Saints. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Well, he's not the starter coming in, getting his first carry off the bench. That's not the way to earn more carries.
You have to stay in the game, even if you're not on the field, right? Stay mentally sharp, stay ready, and above all, when you get into the game, hold on to the football. Don't let the other team have it.
And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that, we come to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Off play action. Dillon. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
On 3rd down, Dillon.
And this pass broken up. The contact well-timed there. And now 4th down.
I thought that was a completed pass until he came in and forced the ball from his hands. Not only did he make a nice play, he brings up 4th down.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it, and that will extend their lead even further.
So able to add on to their first half lead here, Charles, forcing the miscue with a fumble and then turning that into 3 points.
Yeah, and more than happy to accept any mistakes the other side is willing to make. No problem. You turn it over, we'll take that, and we'll use it to expand our lead.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives? So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've got multiple opportunities to get it done. Yeah, well, the conclusion we draw so far, they're losing here in the second quarter. Let's see if they change tunes. Second and 13. Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Wow, this one, it is getting out of hand early. They add a pick-6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders is not just because they scored a touchdown on a pick-6. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
McPherson now for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick-6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. Taken in at the 3. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. After the pick-6, they go right back to the air. Now they go screen. It's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. He'll look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
I mean, at this point, CD, what is not going your way in this first half? After that pick-6, they now have a 4-possession lead here.
And that allows them to say to themselves, how about we get everybody involved, okay? Because this one is a runaway, and it's looking like it's going to be even more of a runaway. Everybody gets a chance to play and get a little bit of love. The more guys that are watching the highlight reels from this one, the better.
McPherson on for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fields it right around the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. The Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. To throw on second down. Dillon. Touchdown! A great effort there. 27 yards.
And the Saints continue to pull away here in this first half. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. So out come the Bucs now. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. They'll look to throw now on first down. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath with those guys on the defensive side of the ball.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's third down.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
The Bucs on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. They'll drop to throw. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he will get this to the midfield stripe, but that's not going to be enough. He's a few yards short. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Here's Presley Harvin now.
He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. So here are the Saints to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this one is incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Dillon, catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
This one goes underneath to Walker.
And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 42. Back to throw. Dillon. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And the offense moving quickly to the line. They go play action here on first down. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
And the Saints just continue to roll. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And a rout is on here in this first half. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And the capper that put it in the end zone, a run of 8 yards.
Taking it about the 1. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Complete on the quick throw to Moore.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback.
Kenneth Walker headed back out there.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll go option to the short side. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. Off the play fake. Dillon. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. The end result, 21 yards. Of note, that last throw right there, putting him over 3,000 yards passing now for the year.
And when you start running the numbers in your head and realize that we're not halfway done with the season yet, you think to yourself, could this be a 6,000-yard season? That's definitely on the table.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
On 4th down, Dillon. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Saints will extend their lead here just before halftime. McPherson on for the point after. And the route is on here in this first half. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he had no room to run. Down inside the 20. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together.
Well, indeed, trying to run it out as they start on the ground. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. With a white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. And they take a knee. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat, and it's the visitors who are out in front in the second quarter. Next, let's get over to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And that one is at halftime as they lead the visiting Eagles. The Ravens looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville, see what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And you can see they lead the visiting Houston Texans at halftime. Justin Fields, a touchdown pass in that first half. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for Tampa Bay. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point.
Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Saints set to go here to begin the third quarter. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Now a play fake here on first down. Out to his left. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just an inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves them with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
From this vantage point, they've got the lead here. So for me, that'd be enough to go ahead and punt the football and let my defense defend the long field.
If you go for it, you don't get it, then you really put your defense in a tight spot.
Yeah, but we never know what people ultimately will decide to do here on 4th and inches.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 92 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Oh, lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Off play action. Dillon. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. They've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Saints take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the 2nd half. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Hands it off out of the gun. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the 3rd quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback, because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after him.
And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he is going to have a Bucs 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 14 yards that time for number 14. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Finding Knox there, complete. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. We're just looking at the scoreboard and where we're at in the 3rd quarter. I don't know that it's going to matter much at this point, CD, but these small runs on the ground, they're not going to get it done.
No, they're not. And right now, The guy stopping.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
He was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this third quarter. Back now here live in New Orleans, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pull it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out to this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. Looking to throw on second down. Dillon.
They'll get that complete to Albert O.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad is on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. 2nd and 11. Out to the left, he's got his tight end Knox.
Finding space at the 40.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That one good for 37 yards. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7.
A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Now back to throw. Over the middle, he finds Godwin complete.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches it over.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And a nice job there defensively. They'll get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. Decent gain on the scramble of 6, but now it's 4th. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Kenneth Walker headed back out there. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
He's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just kind of have a grin on his face every time his number is called. Because he doesn't feel like there are going to be any lost yardage plays. Nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, there's a video.
He's got him in, complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Saints add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. McPherson now for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. That 5-game win streak is ticking away here in the 4th quarter. Just haven't been as sharp in this one. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's got the connection to Moore. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down. He'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. Again, he'll drop to throw. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense. And certainly a signal caller, Charles, has thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
A nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this room of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap 1.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. A time to get another look at this Buccaneer offense. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
A good gain on 1st has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Looking to throw. Working the middle here. That's complete to Knox, the tight end. It'll be a pickup of 4. Good enough to earn him yet another 1st down.
They'll look to throw again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it'll be second down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
That pass complete to Moore.
They'll go as a gain of 4, and now 2 yards to go on third down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Back to throw again. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops for it.
He's got a man. Complete. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 42 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now it looks like he'll throw here. He's going deep for Brown. It's caught at the 10. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. And certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ballgame.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up the secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
Now the Saints offense will remain on the field and go for 2.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more.
I guess when you're out, you're out. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over.
We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Back to throw now on 1st down. That's a screen pass. That's complete. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
But as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Saints, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, they dropped just their 2nd game so far as they fall to 5-2. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals.